going on, guys? Today I want to teach you how to deal with negative people in your life. All right, guys. Again, let's jump right into this. This is an important one because learning how to deal with negativity in your life is going to make or break you. Plain and simple. There's no other way to cut it. You have to cut the dead weight. Um, when it comes to negativity, it could be very blatant, disrespectful. You're an idiot. You're stupid. Like, you're never gonna get anywhere. I don't know why you're trying to do this. Why do you want to do that? Get a real job. Whatever, any little bullshit dig that you can think of that people tend to try to throw at you when you're not on their path. Um, and that's okay. Like, if you deal with that, and there's those certain people, there's nothing wrong with you. Of course, the normal realm of people can't fathom entrepreneurship. They can't. They don't understand just what it takes to do this, and so when you step out of their line, then you're crazy. You don't know what you're doing. You're wasting your time. What if this fails? What if this happens? What if that happens? None of that is relevant whatsoever. As long as you have the utmost belief in yourself and you know that no matter what, whatever you're working on is going to succeed because you love it. You're passionate about it. It doesn't matter what they say. Um, Now, at first, personally, when I had to deal with this, I didn't take it very well. Um, Obviously, getting thrown this criticism and negativity was new because once I stepped into the entrepreneurship field is when kind of everything went a little haywire. Um, and so I dealt with backlash from people I considered very close friends of mine, from past relationships, like the whole nine. Thankfully, I've been very fortunate to have parents that have backed me in literally anything that I've done, from playing video games professionally to bodybuilding, any sport that I ever did, um, learning how to day trade, starting my own painting company. Like, no matter what, they were supportive. So even if I had all this negativity and this buzz around me, I could always like talk to them, and they would always have my back with it. They might not always understand it, but they also know my work ethic and don't question it. Um, but obviously, other than that, I had to deal with a whirlwind of stuff, and I still continue to. Um, but really, there's two ways that you can kind of go after this. One, which is what I used to do, and I still do to this day. It's just kind of I'm able to gauge the situation better now because I've been in this space for almost 10 years. Um, is just cutting people off. That's what I used to do, and that obviously, like I said, that's what I continue to do now. Is if you've got somebody in your ear telling you you're a dumbass, you don't know what you're doing, this is crazy, it's gonna fail. What if this happens? What if this doesn't happen? Cut them out. Like, it's the most difficult thing you'll ever have to do at first, but it's the easiest and the most beneficial thing that you'll ever have to deal with at the same time. Um, and a lot of people are afraid to do it because they don't want to be mean. They don't want to be an asshole. They don't want to be this. They don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Oh well. Like, I've had to cut some very close and very important people out of my life, like they never even existed. And this was years ago, and they still don't exist to me. Like, it is what it is. You're not gonna hold me back. You're not gonna get in my head, and you're not gonna kind of throw me off a little bit. And that's the way you need to look at it. You know what you're doing, even if you don't know what you're doing. Like, you have your goal. You know what you're working towards. You know what you need to improve on. You've got an idea of what you're doing, and run with it. Don't quit just because somebody else is running their mouth. Why would you stop what you're doing from somebody who's never even tried and is too afraid to even consider doing anything like this? That just makes no sense to me. And um and it shouldn't make sense to you. But of course, it's gonna be a challenge at first, no matter what. I mean, hell, still to this day, it's difficult just to cut people out because I mean these are relationships that could have been there for 10, 12 years. But if they don't serve you anymore, there's no point in hanging on to the dead weight and slowing yourself down and holding yourself back. Um, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where they stand. If it's a parent, a sibling, a close relative, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, um, close friends for over a decade. If they're not supporting you and they're constantly in your ear with all this negativity, then they get put out the door. Plain and simple. It's that easy. You need to have a level of. It's a very cutthroat thing because you cannot waver on this. No matter how much you can sit here and say, oh, well, they don't bother me, they don't do this. Any negative stuff bothers you. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what you've done. Nobody wants to hear that. Like, it's not a good thing to hear. It's not fun. Why would you put up with it? Especially when you're in the beginning stages and you need all the encouragement. Not like the pat on your ass, like rainbows and sunshine and stuff like that, support, but you need quality people behind you and around you and in your corner to have your back with all this because it's a lot. It'll beat you down quick. But you're going to, of course, have the people that are talking about their haters, this, that, and the other, and they thrive off of that, but they're not doing shit. And everybody knows that they're not doing anything. And that's the problem. That's what a lot of people see. They don't see the truth. They see like this game on social media especially. You'll see these people who are pretending to make $100,000 a month. They're talking about this laundry list of haters. I don't know a single person that has an actual hater. A hater sitting here trying to kill your dogs, slash your tires so you can't get to work, like figure out ways to bankrupt your company. Like that's a hater. Having somebody who's running their mouth telling you that you suck or you're stupid and you can't do this, that's not a hater. That's just a dumbass. And a lot of people want to sit here and like make things up in their head about all this crazy stuff going on. But in reality, like, yes, there's going to be people that are negative and they're going to try to take their digs and throw shade at you and stuff like that. But a majority of the stuff that you guys are going to see and even that you create is the voice inside your head that is like making you question yourself, and you need to shut that shit down and throw it to the side, quick, because that little voice is telling you some stupid shit that's irrelevant and not anything to even worry about. And then once you get through that little phase, then you can realize, like, well, damn, like all that stuff that's not how it is. And that's what a majority of it is people who are afraid and scared and worried to push through because they don't have the support that they need of people that are not patting you on your ass, but at the same time they're giving you the encouragement that you need to be like, hey, you know what, this is a good idea, run with it, like you got this. They don't have that, so the little voice gets kind of loud sometimes. I mean, hell, I've been doing this for a long time with different things, and a lot of stuff that I had absolutely no idea what I was getting into, but I figured it out. And that little voice, there's been plenty of times that little voice is screaming in my ear telling me this is a terrible idea because I didn't know what I was doing. And thankfully, you've got a plethora of information to learn. This is the easiest time to do anything. And trying to deal with that, yes, it's easy, but it's not at the same time. Obviously, any of us that are in the entrepreneur space knows that, but this is the best time to do it. And so having the negativity in your ear is just ridiculous. But anyway, the second way that you can kind of handle this is, it's a very good way to handle it, but it's something that takes time to get to. You have to cultivate this ability, and that is to hear what they're saying, accept what they're saying, and dismiss it. Don't dwell on it. Don't hold it in your head. Don't dwell on it, I guess, like I just said. But just don't hold on to it. Just be like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And that's it. Don't accept what they have to say, because once you start getting a hold of your mind, you can you can start to realize that you have complete control over everything that you accept and what you deny mentally. And once you start getting the hang of that, it's pretty cool because you can deal with some negativity and some criticism and stuff that's just in a dick way, and you should be like, nope, that's cool. Appreciate your thought process, but I don't accept it. It's not my way of thinking, and that's it. But that's a very difficult way, and still, even to this day, I'm very able, and I know a lot of people who are extremely good at doing that, but there also comes a time when you still have to cut people out. And you can't leave a very big gap of that gray area where you can kind of keep letting stuff go by until you have to cut somebody off. You have to keep a tight leash on it because you have to respect yourself enough not to deal with it. And that's all that it comes down to. If you're not respecting yourself and respecting like your mental well-being and your focus on what you're doing, then you're going to let people run all over you when it comes to negativity and like hate. But you need to lock it down quick. And you can't be afraid, you can't be upset. Of course it's going to be difficult. It doesn't really get easier over time. It's still going to suck, but you just got to deal with it. And you got to push through, and you got to try to cultivate the relationships that are supportive and your small little group of like-minded people. And if you're in a position where you don't have that many people around, that is okay. It's okay to distance yourself and kind of be alone because I mean, you've got books, you've got podcasts, you've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, Instagram, these incredible ways to reach out and meet new people and kind of build your little circle, if you can't find it in person. And that's okay. I mean, that's what I have to do for a majority of it. I stay very to myself most of the time, but I also take in information almost 24/7, and it's extremely beneficial. But at the end of the day, when it comes to all of this, the main thing, the most important thing that you want to take away from all of this is be able to understand the negativity has nothing to do with you. It also has nothing to do with the other person. It doesn't make them a terrible person. It doesn't make them a shitbag. It doesn't make them anything. That's just their viewpoint on life, and your viewpoint are on two totally different fields. And that's okay. I mean, not everybody's going to be like-minded, and that is perfectly fine. Like, there's no right way to go about life. There's no wrong way to go about life. But if it doesn't serve you, don't deal with it. It's simple. It's difficult, but simple. So acknowledge the negativity and throw it out. Do what you have to do. If you have to cut people out of your life, then you have to cut people out of your life. It's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy at first, but it's necessary. And then focus on growing the relationships that are supportive and are beneficial to you.